Benavidez. We'll see. We'll see. We 100% focus on this fight, but everything is possible right now.
Benavidez was sick of following Canelo around, so he chose the old-fashioned way to fight him.
Man, right? If you got another man coming to your house, coming in your sport, whatever you want to call it, bro, and he's calling your name, he's doing the same thing you doing, he fighting, and you the guy.
He recently made fun of Canelo's habit of staying out of fights.
Up to 250 million.
I mean,
Would you negotiate down?
no less than 200.
No less than 200.
Ooh.
All right, let's get 200. Hey, y'all, enough people in the room. Let's get the money. But you deserve it.
I deserve it. Look,
Yes.
they always asking for a fight.
Benavidez had said before that Canelo isn't as talented as many people think he is, and that his best showing was after he went to the bathroom.
So for me, that's why I feel like I see Canelo Alvarez and I see like he's not as good as everybody thinks. Because the best one that fought Golovkin that first time was off clenbuterol. That was the best Canelo I've ever seen, and that's why he looked so good, because he was off clenbuterol.
For David Benavidez, meeting Canelo Alvarez has been a dream for a long time. During this whole quest, he has always been clear about one thing: Canelo is just as scared to face him. He's out of reasons. Benavidez has said in many interviews that people who don't want to fight him can tell him that he looks scared.
Number one, baby.
He finally felt the need to fight Canelo in person, so it looks like it wasn't enough for him. Benavidez and Canelo Alvarez got into a heated argument that turned into a short but fierce fight.
It's his weight class. 75 is his weight class, and you know he do nothing in 175. Really? No, he's not the same.
Benavidez has said for a long time that he is better than Canelo's past opponents, which makes it sound like a fight between the two would be very tough. I face tougher opponents than you, Benavidez, he told me, and you know I'll give you the fight of your life.
I'm saying, when is he going to answer that call? Because it's his duty.
He really believes he can beat Canelo. He said, "I have the skills and the power." He added, "I'm sure I can beat him. It's only a matter of time before Canelo runs out of excuses."
Like I say, if the money is right, I mean, I always fought with everybody you asked, Golovkin, everybody you mentioned.
Canelo, who is known for being calm and collected, has responded to Benavidez's taunts by focusing on his current challenges. His team has said that they are not avoiding the fight because Canelo is focused on other opponents and will fight Benavidez when the time comes, but Benavidez sees this as just another reason not to fight. He knows he will be himself. Benavidez said he was afraid of losing his good name.
But he is his weight class, the 175, and I don't really want to say what he's need to do.
But Benavidez is sure he can beat Canelo because he thinks the Mexican boxer is not as good as people think. David Benavidez recently talked about his long-held desire to fight Canelo Alvarez in an interview about $1 million game.
So he's not going to be a million miles away from 200 pounds in the ring. He'll have at least a stone on Canelo. So it's a tough fight.
Benavidez, who just fought Alexander Gvozdyk, had 175 pounds. Thinks Canelo is too light.
I've heard everybody that's been in front of me, and Canelo's no different. And I will hurt him too, and I'll take all his...
I'll go with all of his fights against Gvozdyk, who showed how strong and skilled he is and made a good case for why he should fight Canelo. Benavidez brought up Canelo's positive test for the illegal chemical clenbuterol in 2018. This is an issue that still causes discussion in the boxing community.
Turns the opponent for play.
That is easy, Snake. Now we see Benavidez poking both
Tensions. Right.
Look how comfortable
Used to chopping
Benavidez
down
is.
the physicality from Gvozdyk.
Benavidez didn't hold back in the interview when he said that Canelo was at his best when he was fighting drugs and that most people don't think he is as talented as they do.
This Canelo came out, the one that you guys seen that fought Triple G the first time. Bro, dude popped dirty for clenbuterol, bro.
This comment directly calls into question Canelo's reputation and accomplishments. Gennady Golovkin held Canelo to a draw in their first fight, and he had to fight to clear his name after testing positive for clenbuterol. He said the clenbuterol came from pork that had been tainted. There has been a discussion about this event for a long time, with Benavidez and others criticizing Canelo's accomplishment. Take a look at this. Here's something else. David said that Canelo was too nasty for Neutral. Dude, when he was at his best. When he fought Triple G the first time.
Clenbuterol. That was the best Canelo I've ever seen, and that's why he looked so good, because he was off Clenbuterol.
Well, that was the best Ryan Garcia I ever seen.
He guaranteed he took it. He said that he ate meat that was tainted in Mexico.
Why do you think the second fight didn't happen right away? That was the best Canelo I'd ever seen, but he was on drugs. David's comment makes it sound like Canelo might not be as dangerous of an opponent without performance-enhancing drugs.
The second fight didn't happen. So for me, seeing that was the best Canelo I've ever seen. But that was Canelo off steroids. Everybody else that he's fought.
After criticizing Canelo's past opponents, Benavidez said, everyone else that he's faced Amir Khan, Daniel Jacobs, Billy Joe Saunders, and Caleb Plant are all weak. Bro, which made Canelo look less tough. For Benavidez, making himself look like a bigger threat is important because he thinks that the other fights weren't as tough as he will be. David Benavidez is sure that he can beat Canelo's most recent opponents. So a fight between the two is not only necessary, but also probable.
He fought Daniel Jacobs. He fought, what the f is his name? Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Plant. These guys are all weak, bro.
He also didn't agree with Canelo's account for the positive test, which was that he ate meat in Mexico that was contaminated. People I've talked to say that he would have had to eat the whole cow in order to test positive on a piece of meat. Benavidez's doubts about Canelo's defense showed how much people are still arguing and wondering about what happened.
People, they said for him to test positive off a piece of meat, he would have had to eat the whole cow.
Let me ask you this question, though.
His comments make it sound like the poison meat idea is unlikely, which makes people who don't trust Canelo even less likely to believe him.
Said, like, at the end of the day, we just want to see the best out of the best, and I want to challenge myself because I want to be the best as well. So this guy, man, I've been having the belt. I've been number
now. It's a time to ask for me, right? If they want me to fight them, they need to pay me.
Canelo may get so tired of Benavidez's constant criticism and great performances in the ring that the Mexican star decides to fight him. Maybe Canelo hasn't heard all of this, and if he has, what Benavidez has to say may be enough to get him to respond. Benavidez's plan seems to be to get Canelo to agree to a fight by questioning his honor and reputation, while pressure from fans and the media makes things worse between the two fighters. Even though it's been a while, Canelo's image is still ruined by what happened in 2018. Many fans will always have doubts about Canelo's morality. And David Benavidez is happy to take advantage of these doubts by bringing up the Clenbuterol event over and over again. Benavidez wants to keep the argument going and keep the public's attention on him. His plan calls Canelo's past into question and makes it possible for the two boxers to fight.
Nothing to the table for me. He brings just 25 pounds more in the night, the fight on the night. That's it.
David Benavidez won the temporary WBC title by beating Alexander Gvozdyk on Saturday night in his first fight as a light heavyweight. This win was a big deal for Benavidez's career because it showed he could fight at a higher weight class and against more experienced opponents.
Canelo fight was a good fight. It went exactly how I expected, but hats off to both fighters.
I moved up in weight, beat a former world champion and Olympian, and won every round. Benavidez said after the fight that his claim might have been exaggerated because the judges' scores showed a more competitive fight. But it was clear that Benavidez controlled most of the fight because he was so aggressive that Gvozdyk was constantly on the defensive and couldn't put up a strong defense. Benavidez has the best record in boxing, with 29 wins and 0 losses. 20 of his wins came by knockout, solidifying his status as a dangerous opponent. Even though he had problems leading up to the fight, like a cut 3 weeks before the fight and an injured hand that hurt again, he put in a great effort.
Body shot and Gvozdyk again. The left uppercut, but then Gvozdyk able to counter with a sharp bring their country with the left of Alexander Usyk.
I hurt him more than once. Benavidez saw that I wasn't throwing many combos because I hurt my hand again in round 3. Several weeks before the fight, I tore my right tendon. In camp, I hurt my left hand. I'm proud of myself because I had a cut 3 weeks ago too. But I kept going and gave the fans a great fight.
Body shot and Gvozdyk again.
The fight stats showed that Benavidez was the better fighter. He hit 42.8% of his punches, showing how accurate and powerful he was, while Gvozdyk only landed 23.3%. It was Benavidez's skill to land big blows, especially power punches, that won this fight. He landed 349 power punches. By the 4th round, Benavidez had clearly taken over the fight. He threw 163 punches, many of which were aimed at Gvozdyk's body. He also pushed his way into Gvozdyk's space and hit him with combinations all the time. Gvozdyk was very good, but he had a hard time keeping up with Benavidez's relentless pace after taking a lot of damage early on. During the fight, Gvozdyk's determination and experience were clear. He never seemed scared. It was true that Gvozdyk wished they had picked a better opponent for tonight because Dana's played so well. Gvozdyk said, "I wish I had done a little more and been more involved in the early rounds of the fight. I think the scores were pretty correct. It was a good and close fight. He performed better in the first half, but I believe I started to improve in the second half. I'd love a repeat with him." Jay's desire for a rematch shows how competitive both fighters are. And their mutual respect was clear when, at light heavyweight, he opened up new career opportunities in the fight, which had him close as a -500 favorite at bet. And GM Sports showed how his punching and aggression could help him in a heavier weight class. His style has worked well at the heavier weights, making him a tough opponent for anyone in the 175-pound class. Benavidez has said that he wants to keep fighting at super middleweight, and that if he can get down to 168 pounds, there are a lot of big fights that would be possible. No matter who it is, I want the chance to be a 4-time world winner. Thanks.
Definitely stay at 175 now, or do you want to invoke your mandatory right again with Canelo Alvarez?
No, I definitely want to invoke my mandatory right. It's something I work for.
There is still a chance that Benavidez will fight Canelo Alvarez. Benavidez has been very vocal about wanting this fight because he thinks it would be a big one with a lot of money for both fighters. "I need time off to let my hand heal," Benavidez said. Fans and experts are talking about the chance of a Benavidez-Canelo fight because it looks like it will be very exciting.
Title, so I'm gonna go down to 168, win another world title if it's with Canelo or whoever. You know what I mean, I'm ready to be 4-time world champion.
During his post-fight news conference, Benavidez shared a touching moment with his 3-year-old son, Anthony. Anthony stole the show with a series of combinations and quick hands, and he ended his 10-second performance by saying who he wants to see fight his father next, Canelo. This moment was not only heartwarming, but it also showed Benavidez's drive and motivation to beat Canelo. He's going to be a world champion.
So now my son, he's gonna be world champion soon too. So in the future, so I'm really happy.
I have defeated the fighters that others said I couldn't beat for the past 3 years. I held the title of W contender, but despite being in a favorable position, the much-awaited fight with Alvarez remained elusive. I did everything I could to make it happen. But Canelo doesn't want to fight because he knows I'll take all his titles. Benavidez stated that his confidence in his ability to beat Alvarez is obvious, and he feels he has done more than enough to earn his shot at the champion. Interestingly, Benavidez refrains from overly criticizing Alvarez for the fight's delay, even though many fans and critics accuse Alvarez of avoiding the match. Benavidez focuses on his career and achievements. When looking ahead, he believes that his actions in the ring speak louder than words. Benavidez has a major opportunity lined up should he win his upcoming fights. He has already been named by Turki Alik, Saudi Arabia's head of the General Entertainment Authority, as the fighter who will face the winner of October's undisputed light heavyweight showdown between unbeaten champions Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. This potential matchup between Dmitry Bivol and Benavidez highlights the high regard that the boxing world holds for him. "I can't keep thinking about what Alvarez is doing and what his plan is," Benavidez said. "I have done my job, and I have done it properly. I think it will happen, but I don't know when. I believe this fight is too significant to ignore. Everyone wants to see it, and I want to participate as well. I want to show the people that I'm the best in the world, but I don't know when that is going to happen." Reflecting on his career or goals, Benavidez has mentioned that his main objective has always been to prove himself as the best in whatever weight class he competes in. Since I was a little kid, I never had that thought in my head, like, oh, I want to face Canelo. My main goal is to become the best in whatever weight class I'm in. And I was trying to do that at 168 pounds. I tried to unify the titles, but I didn't get that chance, so I came up with 175. Now this fight is going to put me in a position to fight for all of the 175 titles. And I'm going to continue to be a dominant force in whichever weight class one chooses to fight in. Benavidez also addressed a rumor that had been spreading earlier that day, confirmed by boxing trainer Stephen Bradman Edwards, stating that he had previously sparred with top fighters such as Bivol, Beater, and Alexander Gvozdyk and had performed exceptionally well against them. Benavidez said, "I put it on all of them, and they know it. I'm not disrespecting them, though, because they're outstanding fights." Davids is still focused on his goals and determined to show that he is the best in the world. Even though there have been setbacks and delays, the journey he is on in the light heavyweight class is just starting. He is still training and getting ready for his upcoming fights. Timothy Bradley did not hold back in his latest remarks about Canelo Alvarez's choice of opponents, according to Bradley. The attention should be on who Canelo won't fight next rather than who he will. He expressed his disapproval of possible matchups against Chris Eubank Jr. or Edgar Berlanga, saying bluntly, "If he fights Saint Bro, come on, man." Bradley's criticism shows a wider dissatisfaction with Canelo's recent fight choices, suggesting that the champion is avoiding more challenging and deserving contenders. Bradley emphasized the importance of seeing Canelo meet David Benavidez. Benavidez, who has an impressive record and is the mandatory opponent, appeared to be the clear choice for a high-stakes matchup. However, Canelo has consistently opted to face other fighters, a decision that has frustrated both Bradley and many boxing fans. Bradley was particularly vocal about Canelo not giving Benavidez the chance he deserves. He called Canelo soft and accused him of holding the title hostage. Bradley did not mince words. He expressed his frustration directly. "You claim to be a pound-for-pound champion, but you refuse to fight this guy to prove your greatness as a winner. I have a problem with that, and I'm not going to shut up about it." This blunt criticism reflects Bradley's frustration with what he perceives as Canelo's reluctance to face the best available competition. The analyst also drew a connection between Canelo's career trajectory and that of Floyd Mayweather, while Bradley highlighted the importance of putting forth the best possible fights. He suggested that Canelo's reputation could suffer if he continues to avoid top-tier opponents like Benavidez. According to Bradley, a battle with Benavidez is what fans truly want to see, rather than watching Canelo face lesser-known or less competitive fighters. Bradley's critique expanded to Canelo's recent fights against Jermall Charlo and Jaime Munguia. He pointed out that these matchups did not provide the level of competition fans are looking for, voicing disappointment in the lack of knockouts and the predictability of these bouts. Bradley's remarks suggest that he thinks Canelo's recent fight choices have been safe and unchallenging, further underscoring his call for a high-stakes showdown with Benavidez. Canelo is cautiously stepping up to face a legitimate fighter in Benavidez, who has rightfully earned his position and desires the world championship that Canelo holds. Bradley said his call to action is clear. It is essential for Canelo to defend his title against deserving opponents to keep his status. He's a pound-for-pound outstanding athlete.
And if you being Canelo Alvarez and you have any pride in your dignity and you and your skills, I don't care. Step up and face that man.
Let us know what you think by leaving a comment below. Also, don't forget to like and follow for more videos. See you next time.